Welcome to the 10th episode of the Transient Thoughts podcast. Today, I'd like to talk about building confidence. This is a question on Reddit on Ask Men. And the question is as follows. Formerly unconfident men, how did you break out? And the first thing that comes to my mind when I want to talk about this is me being homeless, and sort of a follow-up to that is a monologue that I wrote for my first acting class that I'm going to read to you now. How can you overcome stage fright? I'm sure there are a number of ways, but the one method that helped me was homelessness. Living on the streets, in a tent, for 2.5 years. When every element of every day of your life is easily placed under a microscope by the denizens of downtown Los Angeles, or the LAPD as was more often the case, you begin to realize that standing in front of people and speaking is no longer a challenge. The challenge comes in the form of trying to find a place to use the restroom, to shower, and to clean your clothes. You're more afraid of security guards eyeing you because you walk into the grocery store every morning with your oversized military backpack, with a tent or sleeping bag hanging off the back, depending on sizes and that day's organization. Hoping that they're not going to have a bad day so that you can just go about your business and buy a breakfast of 1 banana, 1 yogurt, and 1 Cliff Bar to get your day started. Sitting in the park from morning to night with your fellow homeless Occupy Wall Street comrades, you try and find a way to just let the day go by without any conflict. When conflict inevitably arises, you have to handle it, and you don't have the luxury of taking it to another room or some other secluded place. Airing your dirty laundry is in the public eye, and although they'll walk on by trying to appear as if they're not paying attention, you've made it to where they can't help but notice. This doesn't dismiss the everyday anxieties we trudge through, finding a good paying job, pleasing our loved ones, or memorizing a monologue, but it does help make standing in front of people and speaking to them a far easier task. And this has held true ever since I wrote it, and I've been growing steadily. It's been difficult, because this is not an easy thing to accomplish. Building confidence when you have so little is very hard, because all you're doing is looking at the end result. When I was on the streets, what was I doing? I was focusing on getting my shit together. I had to make sure that I could pay my bills, I could have food, I didn't run out of money, all the same shit that everybody deals with on a regular basis. But I was also trying to improve my situation, again, like everybody else does, because it was so apparent, because it was so right in my face every day, waking up at 6 a.m., sometimes earlier, to the whoop whoop of a cop car. I wanted to change it. And that's generally what I think in most people's cases makes them better, is when they deal with some kind of struggle that forces them to move forward. To say, I cannot stand doing what I'm doing now. This is killing me. And I think that's what was happening with me. Being homeless was killing me, and I was not going to keep letting it happen. And so I did what I could when I could. I got lucky though. I got lucky and I got out. I got the Alaska job. Yay. But being focused on that stuff constantly, every day, I think is what made me a better person overall. Hopefully, when you listen to this, you can start to think of it in the same capacity, where you need to figure out what it is you gotta do for you. The confidence will come over time, and then you'll be able to talk to anybody.